Next, on page 2 of the section 3.2 review lesson, we're going to look at number 5. Examine the graph to write two different ratios for rise over run. Then we're going to state the rate of change in the y-intercept, and we're going to write the equation of the line. One of the first things I like to do is actually skip all the way to y-intercept, which is where does this graph pass through the y-axis? So it passes through at 0 or 0, 0. Next, we're going to look at the rate of change and fill out this table. So we need to look at our graph and find spots on the graph that are easy to identify where the line crosses through the corner of the grid. So there's a spot, and there's a spot. Then we're going to draw in our triangle, and we're going to count our rise. So our rise for this one is 3, and our run is 1. So our rise over run is 3 over 1, which is 3. Next, we're going to find a second, we call these staircases. And we don't want to use the exact same one, but we're going to kind of use part of that one. So what we're doing is we're going to look at this bigger one. This one goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And before you forget, before you start counting, I like to just write this down and then count the run. And then we're doing rise over run. And we should see that these simplify to the same numbers. So our equation then is, this is proportional, so we're going to use the equation y equals mx. So this is y equals 3x. And you could put plus 0. Doesn't matter either way. Next, we're going to look at comparing these two graphs and tables to figure out which one was steepest. By the way, you should have already attempted number 6, but if you didn't, the rate of change for this one, which is a nice little hint, is a third. So as I try to compare steepness, I'm looking for which of these has the greatest rate of change, because rate of change is m, is rise over run, and most importantly, at least as it pertains to this problem, is slope. So the bigger number is 3. So we will say that number 5 is steeper because the rate of change is greater. And feel free to pause that, but when you're ready and you've unpaused, let's go up and just look at the graph. And as we look at these, we can actually tell that this one just looks steeper. This one starts higher, but as far as like rating these, if these were hills that you were to ride your bike or walk up or down, this one is the steepest. All right, so number 5 is the steepest of the two.